between the Devils and Islanders, part of the Tri-State Challenge presented by Mazda. And down the stretch they come. The Devils have 11 to play. The Islanders only 10. Tonight they face off in a Metropolitan Division matchup. It's a big game for both teams. It's a big night on the MSG networks. The Islanders coverage of this game can be found on MSG Plus 2. Check MSG.com for complete channel listings. The Rangers are in Carolina for the Hurricanes. Hockey Night Live follows us. So glad you're with us for the Devils and the Islanders from here at Prudential Center. Welcome to The Rock, where there are 2 streaks on the line. The Devils would like to extend their winning streak to 4 games. The Islanders would like to end their losing streak at 4 games as we go to our guys who will call it. Steve Cangelosi and Ken Danico.
Thanks a lot, Deb. And with Patrick Elias returning to the lineup, the Devils sport a little bit of a different look this evening than they did in last night's win. But you could bet that the hotline from yesterday remains intact. Adam Henrique, Scott Gomez, and Steve Bernier sure did liven things up in Buffalo. Bernier with his first 2-goal game in 2 months. The beneficiary of the Devils' top 2 assist men this season in Henrique and Gomez. Adam Henrique's riding a 4-game point streak. This line is a big reason, Kenny, the Devils are rolling again.
Especially with Mike Camilleri out again tonight. You need a line, a go-to line, a line that's going to lead the charge. And this line did a excellent job. You see the spot shot, Adam Henrique, always so well-positioned defensively. He pokes that puck away. Scott Gomez off to the races. Look at the patience and vision. Finds Steve Bernier on the doorstep, and he gets the Devils rolling with their first goal. Again here behind the net, Steve Bernier does what he does best, his work along the wall. Watch the spin right here. Eludes a Buffalo defender, gets the puck behind to Adam Henrique, and where does he go with his stick on the ice, the front of the net? He buries his second of the night. So that line did all the little things necessary to be successful last night in Buffalo. Devils are going to need more of it tonight. Another note, not one Devil played under 12 minutes, so it's a balanced lineup right now for this team.
With 90 points in the standings, the Islanders, of course, are on course to get back to the Stanley Cup playoffs. But as Deb told you, the team's in a bad way. Losers of 4 straight. That's their longest losing skid this season. There's still time to get things right before the so-called second season begins. But what are the Islanders trying to correct before the playoffs get underway?
First off, Steve, as the playoffs get closer, every team plays with more urgency. The ice gets smaller. Teams check a little bit harder, so you got to make your plays a little quicker. You got to shoot the puck a half step quicker as well. You see John Tavares, he's always going to get his chances. He's run into a slump himself. The way you get out of it is your top guys. Tavares, Oposo, just coming back from injury. They need these guys to lead the way for the youngsters like Nielsen and Anders Nielsen, who have had terrific years, but they're finding it a little more difficult now to find the back of the net and create those offensive opportunities. I expect a very desperate New York Islander team tonight. The Devils better prepared right from the start of this hockey game.
The place is jumping on this Saturday night, and why not? 2 top-notch goaltenders staring each other down. Corey Schneider comes off a shutout of Sidney Crosby and the Penguins in his last start. For the Islanders, their number 1, Yaroslav Halak, back from injury. Opening face-off next.
The very latest Eastern Conference standings, the Islanders have 90 points. They're in a good spot, but the Devils could get it down to 8. And my partner John McClain always talks about getting it to single digits. So the matchups tonight are the Bruins and the Panthers and the Ottawa Senators, who are only 2 points back now of that 8th spot thanks to the Hamburglar and that goaltending run they've been on. They get Toronto 3 times.
Yeah, and you know what? They have an opportunity, but the Devils have a great opportunity here. If they get the goaltending that they have been getting, Keith Kincaid does a job last night, and Schneider here, there's a possibility they could run the table, but of course it's about tonight's game. But if they get it to single digits, hey, you never know. I've seen different Devil teams do it before. So
yeah, 88 for example.
There you go.
Let's go to Steve.
Well, on that subject, guys, 3 shutouts in his last 10 starts. 5 shutouts this season. Matches his career high. Corey Schneider had 5 shutouts in just 30 games for the Canucks 2 years ago. Rock solid. Schneider has allowed 2 goals or less in 16 of his last 20. For the Islanders, 34-game winner Yaroslav Halak reeled off 11 in a row at one point from November 5th to December 4th. It's been a love affair with the Islanders fans since. An NHL All-Star, he is back from injury. Are you expecting more than a goal or two for either side tonight.
I do for some reason tonight. Corey Schneider, great matchup with Yaroslav Halak. He's going to have to be good, I expect, early, especially because the Islanders are going to play with some urgency here with the struggles they've had lately.
Underway tonight at Prudential Center. Fourth and final meeting of the regular season between the teams. Steven Gionta, burst of speed, backhander, and knocked off his stick by Thomas Hickey. Travis Hamonic under pressure. That's Dainis Zubras who whisked it across into the glove of Yaroslav Halak.
Nice first shift from the Zubras line along with Gionta and Patrick Elias. There's co-coach and general manager Lou Lamoriello. We take a look at him looking on at his team, and he had to be pleased with the effort last night. I talked about not one guy played under 12 minutes. That tells me he has confidence, along with Stevens and Oates, in every player on the ice right now. That's good news for the New Jersey Devils.
Devils winners of 3 straight. They come off last night's 3-1 win versus Buffalo, nearly given away by Corey Schneider. Mark Fraser under pressure. Nikolai Kulemin trying to control in the corner for the Islanders, and he gets it to Tyler Kennedy. His shot off the mark, and Kennedy able to gather up. Centering try by Kennedy. Banked back to the point, and Hickey fires one wide. Punched right back in by Travis Hamonic. Islanders here with a response after the early chance by New Jersey, and here's Kulemin trying to throw one in front. Broken up by the Devils, but guided back to Hickey again. His shot blocked away out of the zone. Tonight's lineups are brought to you by Infinity. Luxury cars that deliver inspired performance. Hickey works it ahead. That pass by the stick of Anders Lee. Jordan 2-2. One of the stars last night for the Devils on a terrific goal. Sends it into the Isle zone, and Halak will cover up here. The second winningest coach in Islanders history does not appear all that worried about his team's slump. It's not that we're playing poorly, Jack Capuano is saying. We just need to score more than one goal. We're snake-bitten. Better that it happens now. Sounds logical to me.
It is. You want to get out of it sooner than later, but they have time to right the ship, no doubt about that. You get chances, goaltenders start to come up big this time of year, and again, the ice gets smaller, so you got to make your decisions with the puck a little bit quicker. Maybe that's something the Islanders will look forward to do tonight.
John Merrill on the puck for the Devils. Works it out of the zone, all the way into the Islanders' end. This is icing against New Jersey.
One guy the New York Islanders are happy to see back is Nick Leddy. Signed a big contract with them after coming over from the Chicago Blackhawks. And boy, has he been good for them. 10 goals, 19 assists on the year. He's a terrific skater, a guy that gets the puck out of their end. Islanders have spent a little too much time in their end the last 4 games as well. Therefore, you're not going to score as many goals, as many offensive chances. Look for Nick Leddy to really help out in that area.
First game back after missing 4. Maybe no coincidence the Islanders' 4-game losing streak coincides with his absence. Patrick Elias throws one in front. Josh Bailey got rid of it. Here's Zubras on the puck for the Devils. Picks up Gionta. Threw it in front with Elias cutting for the net. Now that shot got to Halak. He made the stop. Still loose in the high slot. Taken by Zubras. Got it back to Adam Larson. Sticked aside by Halak and out of play.
Great pressure again from the Gionta Zubras Elias line. Pursuing pucks, hunting them down strong along the wall and getting them to the point. Devils get them through. A couple of just missed opportunities. Halak made a few saves as well, so good showing by this line early on. Seems like they don't have any weary legs from last night.
Off the draw, it's won cleanly by Jacob Josephson. Shot by Jelena is blocked by Matt Martin. Peter Harold behind the net. Checked by Matt Donovan and right back to his skates. Work free, Josephson to Harold and got it back to the point. Shot by Jelena is hammered just wide of the net. Good pace in the early going as the puck's taken here by Tuomo Ruutu. Knocked off his stick. Delayed offside here against New Jersey. Brian Straight on the puck.
Little pushing and shoving between Cal Clutterbuck and Josephson. Fraser came over to his aid.
Casey Cizikas with the soft shot that's steered aside by Schneider. Picked up here by Jelena. Devils defenseman works it ahead. And Halak will cover up in his first game back. The goals last night were the 99th and 100th of Steve Bernier's NHL career, ending a 14-game drought, to which Lou Lamoriello said on the postgame last night, "I had no idea. He was playing so well." Bernier kept the puck. He's got a shot to match his career high, which is 15, accomplished twice.
He certainly does. A nice little milestone with his 100th goal. But the reason we didn't notice, he's been picking up a lot of assists as well and doing the great board work on both ends of the ice.
Another icing call. It's slow out of the gate here in that sense.
One of the fire plugs for the New Jersey Devils, Jordan Tootoo, especially the second half of this season. Look at, since February 20th, 5 goals and 4 assists his last 14 games. And some of those have been awfully nifty goals, like the one last night in Buffalo. He has shown some skill. We know he's got the speed and the toughness. Jordan Tootoo has played extremely well.
Missing from that line with Travis Zajac is Mike Camilleri, sitting out a second straight game due to illness. Scott Gomez works it across. Here's John Merrill. His shot stopped by Halak. Guided back to Severson and played here to Scott Gomez. This is the line that combined for 6 points in the first 2 goals last night. Bernier drops it back. Holding the zone is Severson. Centering try by Gomez, looking for Bernier, but taken away. Back comes Franz Nielsen over the line for the Islanders. They're offside here.
Moments ago, Devils with a great opportunity. Again, it's Scotty Gomez. Just has such great vision. Finds John Merrill. Does a good job of cutting in and going around the Islander forward. Getting a real good wrist shot off Halak with the big left shoulder save. And it had to be a good one because John Merrill came so close to giving the Devils a 1-0 lead. But again, Scotty Gomez, boy, he just slows the pace down once it gains the offensive zone, and he finds that open man.
Devils have 4 of the first 5 shots in the hockey game. The NHL's second leading scorer coming into tonight is John Tavares, of course. He was on the ice for all 4 Blackhawks goals on Tuesday. Now, the last time Tavares was here, remember, he scored a tying goal in the 3rd period and then the game winner in overtime. This constitutes a major drought for a very dynamic player in John Tavares.
It's no different than Sidney Crosby. Everybody says, what's wrong with Sidney Crosby when they don't score every night? It's not going to happen every night. John Tavares going through a little bit of a tough time.
Wraparound try by Brock Nelson is stopped by Schneider. Devils punch it ahead, and 2-2. Streaks into the Islanders' end. Johnny Boychuk, defenseman there to deal with him, and the puck taken away by Nelson again. Off the back of Anders Lee. Adam Larson holds behind his net. We've played 4:45, opening period. Devils trying to keep hope alive. Islanders trying to right their ship. Donovan back at his own end, checked by Giunta. Here's John Tavares on the puck. Zubras draped all over him. Puck taken away by Straight.
Expect to see a lot of this line. Zubas, Giunta, Elias against the top line of the Islanders and John Tavares.
Taken by the Islanders. Kyle Okposo with a shot. Kicked out by Corey Schneider. This is Okposo's 5th game back from injury. Like Tavares, he's scoreless in the last 4. Islander captain works it across. They pick up Travis Hamonic. Darts behind the net. Hamonic back to Hickey. The return pass. Here's Hamonic shooting, and that shot just wide. Sent free by Tavares. Devils don't have it out of harm's way yet. Josh Bailey on the puck. Played back to Hamonic, and the Islanders work it back in. Aaron Stick on the ice, broke up the flow of the puck, and it's lifted away.
It certainly helped the Devils in their end, that stick on the ice. Dinah Zubras got a piece of that shot from Hickey that seemed to go just over Corey Schneider in the net. Real good job of him getting in the lane, and that line did a great job against Sidney Crosby a few games ago, so they're going to see a lot of the Tavares line.
Centering try, that got by the stick of Casey Cizikas and taken here by Harold, but the pass picked off, and Matt Martin dumps right back in. Collected by Ruutu. Big hit by Cizikas on Merrill caught everybody's attention. Clutterbuck trying to slow up Ruutu. Tuomo Ruutu stays on the puck. Gives to Josephson. Played behind the net, Peter Harold. Tied up by Leddy. Tries to center one. Halak there to break that up. Devils stay with it, and Matt Martin collects. Adjusting at center ice, Peter Harrell works it back into the zone. Josephson collides with Boychuk. Shot by Josephson in front is blocked away and taken by Cizikas. Here come the Islanders and Tyler Kennedy, acquired for a conditional draft pick from San Jose. What the Islanders hoped was a missing piece that will help down the stretch. Picked up here, Bernier to center ice. Steve Bernier slowed up by Nielsen. Excellent defensive center for the Islanders. Puck taken here by Gomez. Tries to center that for Henrique, but broken up.
A good stick by Kuhlman there. Josephson was wide open there in the slot.
Kuhlman took it away. Taken by Strome. He scores! Ryan Strome! 7.5 in, and the Islanders take the lead.
One of the young guys, the Islanders, need to get back in his goal-scoring ways is Ryan Strome. You see the Devils here. Puck's just pushed the corner by Schneider. And Eric Jelena takes the wrong angle here as he's bumped off the puck from Kuhlman. And he's able to find Ryan Strome, and he whistles a wrist shot, short side past Corey Schneider. Real good shot by Strome. Now you take a look at Eric Jelena. That's one of those things in your own end. If you're not going to win that battle, you got to play off the man. And Kuhlman did a real good job of bouncing off the check of Jelena and getting that puck to Strome.
The Islander fans in the house come alive as the visitors take the lead. Well, New York has rectified one thing already as we watch Anders Lee's shot. Stick aside by Schneider on the follow-up try. Makes the save. Still loose in the slot. Islanders trying to get on it and punched away here by Travis Zajac. Hickey lays it across and collected by Lee. During the 4-game losing streak, the Islanders didn't score a single goal in the first or second period. They've got the early lead here.
The Devils have really come out here with some good legs, good energy and jump. Missed some opportunities of their own. Islanders come right back and find the back of the net. Devils going to have to respond here quickly.
Taken behind the net, Gianta to Zubras. Cycles for Elias. Steven Gianta on the puck again. Tries to guide it back to the point. Deflects to Merrill. In the corner, Gianta. Now Elias firing away, and that puck blocked away. Played behind the net. Zubras tied up by Boychuk, and it's worked free by Josh Bailey to Okposo. The goal by Strome is his 15th. Kuhlman gets the lone assist at 7:37. To center ice, Tavares works it across. Bailey tries to drop it back for Tavares. A couple of Devils converge on him. Puck battle continues, and it's taken by Merritt. Damon Severson punches it ahead out of the reach of Gianta.
Steve, that goal by Strome was something we talked about in the open. Maybe get your shot off a little bit quicker. Don't hesitate. He did not hesitate whatsoever. That was a real sneaky, quick wrist shot from Strome in a perfect spot. Short side on Corey Schneider, handcuffed him.
Taken away by the Islanders here. Cizikas guides it back. Here's Straight. Shoots one wide of the net. Cizikas tries to center, but it's taken away and punched out of the zone by Josephson. Islanders get right back in the zone quickly. Here's Straight shooting, gloved by Schneider, who holds on. 10:08 left in the first.
The PNC Keys to Achieve are brought to you by PNC Wealth Management. PNC Wealth Management for the achiever in you. Play above the puck. We saw that on the first goal. What I mean by that, Steve, is in all areas of the ice. Make sure you're between the man and the puck. Don't let them get behind you. You saw that with Ryan Strome in the first goal, especially in the Islanders' end. They're a quick transition team. Number 2, contain the beast. That's John Tavares, their leader, their captain, second in the National Hockey League in scoring. He's been struggling lately. When he goes, this Islander team goes, they're going to have to make sure they shut down John Tavares as well.
His team has the lead. 91 in white. Straight plays it behind the net. Here's Kennedy guiding it back to the point. Too hot to handle for Donovan, who got rid of it in time with Henrique bearing down on him. Kennedy shooting one wide, picked up here by Kuhlman on the near side. Nikolai Kuhlman dealt with by Bernier and collected now at center ice. Henrique looking for the loose puck. Chips it back towards the Islanders' end. Islanders begin play tonight 5 points back of the Rangers in the Metropolitan Division, who also have 3 games at hand. Islanders, though, are trying to protect second place. Pittsburgh is only 2 points back in the race for second in the division. And the home ice advantage that goes along with that in the opening round. Carolina's taken a 1-0 lead on the Rangers. Zajac punches it ahead. 2-2. Over the line. Put it right on Brock Nelson's jersey. Loose puck taken here by Zajac. Tried to pull the trigger, but broken up by Thomas Hickey. Jordan 2-2. On the far board, battles for the puck, and it deflects back to Hickey. Islanders getting Nick Leddy back in the lineup, as Dano told you. Calvin DeHaan is the odd man out of their lineup on the blue line tonight.
You mentioned the word battle, Steve. There's a lot of that going on along the wall. Both teams very determined to fight for those loose pucks. So it's the team that is more focused and wins those battles. I think it's got a good chance of winning this game. It's been very tight in both ends of the ice as far as along the walls.
Since that good start by the Devils, Islanders have 7 of the last 8 shots. Schneider winds it around. Puck taken here by Merrill. He sends Dinas Zubris on his way. Here's Dinas over the line. Looks for Severson into the attack. Tried to shoot it through a screen. Gobbled up by the glove of Halak. Under 8 minutes left in the first. The goal by Strome is the difference.
Coors Light. Tonight's Cold Hard Facts are brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light. And although Corey Schneider has one behind him tonight, look at that record at the Prudential Center. 26 wins, 13 losses, 10 ties, and a sparkling 1.67 goals against average, along with 4 shutouts and a pretty darn good save percentage. Kanji, he's been real good at home.
Well, the team has lately, too, Dan. Last 22 games at Prudential Center, Devils are 18-4-4, 14-4-4. It did not start well for them at home in the early stages of the season. Their best success was on the road early, and 2-2 delivers a big hit at the blue line. Got a good piece of Cal Clutterbuck.
That's something you want to see at home. Establish a physical presence. Big collision, and 2-2 won that battle against Cal Clutterbuck.
Loose puck picked up by Zajac over the line. Drops this. Martin Havlat back to Zajac. Jelena sent it towards the net, and Halak gets caught up in his padding for a stoppage in play.
And Jordan Tutu got a stick on that as well. There you see Tutu braces for Cal Clutterbuck at the Devils blue line. And he rocks him right here. Good shoulder to the chest hit right there. And we know Tutu is one strong guy. He's not all that big, but he is compound and stocky. You better be prepared when you have a collision with Jordan Tutu.
Off the draw. Taken by the Devils, trying to find the handle as Josephson got a shot away. And it deflects up and out of play. A whole lot gone on there in tight space after a simple faceoff.
It's battling for that loose areas in every inch of the ice. Both teams doing that. It's been a pretty entertaining game so far with 17-17 left in the first frame.
Off the draw, John Merrill on the puck for the Devils. His wrist shot fired wide. I suspect both benches are happy with the compete level so far. One mistake, really, that's just the difference in the game.
Merrill been the difference. And I think I said 17-17, Steve. I meant 7-17 left in the frame. I just wanted to clarify that.
I'd take more. This is fun to watch.
It is.
Straight, and Josephson deep in the zone. Jacob Josephson. His stick tied up, stays strong on the puck, gives to Harold, who shot the puck just wide. Great chance for Peter Harold to get things tied. Now Kuhlman ties up Ruutu behind the net. Back towards the point it got by Severson, and all the way down the ice. Here's Merrill back in his own end. Islanders are going for a sweep of the season series. They've defeated New Jersey 3 times already this year. Zubris plays it in deep for Elias. Once in regulation, once in overtime, once in a shootout. They found every way to beat New Jersey. Larson pinching in. Gionta keeps the puck alive. Here's Elias, who takes it off the board. Steven Gionta got a shot away, and a glove save by Halak. Under 6 to go in the first.
Back at the Rock, you can certainly feel the energy here in the crowd. Stay with us for the GMC Intermission Report. We'll have Johnny Mack with us, John McClain. With his take on the first period, we'll have some highlights and a guest right outside the Devils dressing room. It's all coming up on the GMC Intermission Report, guys.
Thanks a lot, Deb. The goal by Ryan Strome, I just want to correct one thing I said earlier. Islanders in the last 3 games of the losing streak didn't score in the first or second period. But still, that's the start they wanted and something they were trying to rectify. Off the draw, it's controlled here by Okposo and played back.
You don't want something like that to drag on, so you're right, the Islanders have to be very pleased that Ryan Strome opened the scoring here with a beautiful shot to give the Islanders a 1-0 lead, and that's where we stand.
Okposo twists away, and that's gloved by Corey Schneider.
Let's take a look at young defenseman Damon Severson. Last night in Buffalo, 1 shot, a +1 rating. Just under 19 minutes of ice time. It's his 9th game back since the fractured foot where he was out for an extended period. It's usually 10 games it takes, Steve, to see your game get back to where it was, and we're starting to see that.
In front, Schneider sprawling, able to snuff that out.
That was a dangerous play there, but back to Damon Severson. That's what you're starting to see. His game is coming back. He made a terrific outlet pass, something we're used to seeing from the youngster. He's got great vision. He passed the puck well, but it takes a little time to get all your game back, and he's starting to get there.
This is icing against the Islanders. Here we are, 11 games left in the regular season. Adam Henrique has a shot tonight, and what that means, he's the second Devil on the current roster to finally eclipse 100. It was getting late for that. Jaromir Jagr was over 100 at the time he was traded. But it was Camilleri, really, of the current roster, the only Devil consistently getting shots. One reason he's missed tonight, of course. Anders Lee, the center, taken away by Henrique. Dished ahead to Steve Bernier. Chipped along the near boards by Travis Hamonic. And Lee will work this ahead. Here's Strome trying to get on it, chopped away from him by Severson. Scott Gomez will dart behind goal. 4:40 to go. Opening period, 1-0 game in favor of New York. Off Gomez's stick into the Islanders' end. Here's Halak. Winds it around, but Bernier there. Pumps it behind the net. It got by Scott Gomez, and now Boychuk helps the Islanders work it out of the zone. Icing's waved off, and Severson will play. Picks up Zajac. Travis Zajac shoots. He fired it wide. Paddled away by Halak as it came off the backboard. Now straight under some pressure. Martin Havlat, second game back in the lineup after a long absence. Lost control on that side, and here's Schneider. Sticking that try aside. 2-2. Works it ahead. Zajac plays it ahead, and now 2-2. Gets it back from Havlat. Broken up by Straight. Devils try to hold the zone, but Matt Donovan will work it back.
You see this Islanders 4th line. They're going to finish their check all over the ice. Big Mark Fraser took a double collision from Matt Martin and Cal Clutterbuck.
Look out in the stands as that deflected into the 10th row.
As we take a look at Islanders, Anders Lee, it has to be somewhat of a pleasant surprise, the offensive numbers he's put up this season. We know he's a skilled player, but he's second in goals behind John Tavares. And that young line of Brock Nelson, Ryan Strome, and Anders Lee, such a key part of the Islanders' success this year. And they're going to need these guys to continue to produce offensively. You saw Ryan Strome get the first goal of this game.
He's rookie eligible because he played 24 NHL games last year, Anders Lee, but really has come on. In a year with no Philip Forsberg, maybe we're talking Calder conversation. He's been that good for them. Instead, just a very valuable player for them moving forward. This is something John and Deb touched on it a little bit during the pregame show. The wall that some of the younger players hit at this time of year and trying to fight through that. Did you experience that even as a defenseman where the scoring burden wasn't on you?
It's just you have to be focused more. It's a mental thing. Understanding that it becomes a grind and everybody starts to play tighter and tougher hockey. And Anders Lee's going to learn that, but he's a big, strong guy who skates real well.
Somebody who's 31 and has a lot of big-time hockey under his belt is Johnny Boychuk. Nick Leddy got the big deal earlier in the season. Boychuk, 7 years, reported $42 million, acquired from the Bruins. My goodness, where would they be without him? That's quite an investment, though, in a 31-year-old player.
That is certainly some big bucks for Johnny Boychuk, but it shows the commitment, and he likes the direction of this New York Islander team not to go to free agency in the offseason.
The Bruins hated to lose him. At the time, he hated to leave. He's found a new home. It'll be Brooklyn next year. Zubris carries over the line, goes wide on Nick Leddy. Zubris tries the power move, bumped off the outside of the net, taken by Gianta and got it back to Andy Green. Here's Zubris, pinned against the boards by Boychuk. Puck taken away here by Elias. Patrick Elias trying to come out with it, able to pick up Larson and play behind the net. Boychuk sends it out to center. Just over 2 minutes to go, first period. Devils gain the zone. Gianta gets to Elias, blew it across, deflected to Halak, and he got rid of that in a flash.
That went off defenseman Nick Leddy in front. Halak had to be sharp to make the save.
Elias, nice feed to the point. Green shoots and he fired it wide. Surge by the Devils here as Elias plays it back. Steven Gianta ties up his man. Zubris takes the puck here. Gives it behind the net to Elias. Patrick holds off the skate of Brock Nelson, who broke it up. Back at center, Andy Green able to control for the Devils. Strome picks up the loose puck for the Islanders. That shot by Nelson. Big stop by Corey Schneider on the one-timer. Here's Nelson again. Another try off a stick and out of play.
Well, that was a huge save. Brock Nelson got a lot on that shot. The feed from Strome. And here's the Devils earlier, working hard in the Islander end there. Patrick Elias just tries to get the puck to Andy Green. And it goes off the skate. Not Nick Leddy, I apologize. That's straight in front of the net, the Islanders defenseman. Then the Islanders go the other way. Nice feed from Strome to Brock Nelson. He tries to blast it short side. Corey Schneider shut the door there as he shut his arm between his body, or that would have squeaked through.
Corey made 35 saves in the shutout win over Pittsburgh on Tuesday. He's been busy here. He's stopped 11 of the 12 Islanders shots so far. Cizikas deep in the zone, works it out to center, and Mark Fraser back with a minute left of the period. Damon Severson back in his own end. The rookie defenseman punches it ahead, sends Zajac on his way. Travis into the corner. Nick Leddy there to deal with him. Zajac to Henrique. Return pass got by him, and the Islanders come back the other way with Matt Martin on the puck. Merrill for 2-2. 30 seconds left. Martin Havlat trying to get on the puck. Knocked away from him by Leddy. Tyler Kennedy at center. And here's Leddy. The ex-Minnesota Wild defenseman fires in. Larson under pressure in the corner, got rid of it. Here's 2-2's outlet pass, picked up here by Havlat. Controls the bouncing puck, tried to play it ahead. Havlat steers it towards 2-2, broke it up. Last try by Larson, and the stop made by Halak just before the period comes to an end. 12-8 the shots in favor of the Islanders. The Ryan Strome goal gives them the lead. Deb on the GMC First Intermission Report coming up.
The New Jersey Devils Intermission Report is presented by GMC. Visit the pros at your nearest GMC dealer and test drive an 8-passenger 2015 Acadia. GMC, we are professional grade.
Adhesive bandages and a custom dispenser courtesy of Atlantic Health System. For tickets, visit NewJerseyDevils.com or call 1-800-NJ-DEVIL. As we welcome you back, second period set to begin here at Prudential Center. Steve Cangelosi along with Ken Danico. Devils with 3 straight wins, 7 points of a possible 8 in their last 4. Would you be disappointed at all with the first period they played?
I thought they played real well. Strong along the wall, had some good quality chances. You knew the Islanders were going to come out desperate. The Devils did everything but score a goal. Now they have to go get the equalizer in this second period, but I like the effort. I like the chances, and we know it's going to be a tight battle here against the Islanders. The games are always tight, but did a lot of good things in that first period, and especially after playing last night, thought they had good energy, good legs. Do more of the same in the second. Put one past Halak.
How about the role of Patrick Elias in his return to the lineup tonight, Dano? He's on the line with Zubris and Gionta, and you don't want to say it's a shutdown role. They had a lot of offensive zone time in the period.
They did. I thought they were the best line in the first period. They spent a lot of time at the Islanders' end. Yes, they have a job to do. They want to keep John Tavares, their leading scorer, off the board along with Oposo. But they did create their own offensive chances. That's good to see. You want that balance. Stay on the inside of these guys. Make sure you take their time and space away. But when you're in the offensive end, wear them down. I thought they did that around Halak. Had some chances of their own. So I expect more of the same from the Devils here. All they have to do is find a little finish.
This is a big Saturday in the NHL. We talked about the race for 8th. The Senators have taken a 2-0 lead over the Maple Leafs. The Panthers have a 1-0 lead over the Bruins. Ottawa is trying to take the second wild card position. They can do so with a couple of results tonight. Second period set to begin. The shots in period 1, 13-9 in favor of the Islanders. Zubris over the line. Knocked off his stick, and the Islanders dart back the other way. Funneled back to the stick of Andy Green for New Jersey. Adam Larson picks up Dino Zubris at center, and now Green will fire in. Josh Bailey kicks it back for Thomas Hickey. Comes back to the point. Here's Larson shooting, and a save made by Halak.
Good shot by Adam Larson. Quick wrist shot from the point. He always gets that puck through. He's very good in the depth at getting the puck through. As we know, so many teams get in the lane and block shots.
Picked up here by Elias out of the corner. Here's the Devils' all-time scoring leader. Tried to weave it back to the point. Now Elias steps up, shoots, and that's off a body and blocked away. Comes back to Larson. Controlled by Green. Green with a shot. Tried to put it through a screen. Dino Zubris hauled down. First penalty of the game is coming up as Travis Hamonic got a piece of Zubris on the delayed penalty call. To the bench goes Schneider. Out to center. It's taken here by Scott Gomez. Devils have the extra attacker on. Green works it across. Too far for Zajac, and will set up the Devils power play.
Good job by Dino Zubris drawing this penalty on Travis Hamonic. Here first, Adam Larson. You see the quick wrist shot, and that's deflected down. Halak had to come up with a big save. But I love Adam Larson shoot. Look at his head is always up. What a nice tip from Steven Gionta in front. Boy, Halak was at the top of the crease, makes a save, and Dino Zubris has had a strong game so far. Look at the battle. We know his strength. Hamonic cannot contain him. Devils looking for the equalizer on the power play.
And they win the draw. Jelena and Green are the point men on the power play. Loose in the slot. Got it back to the point. Here's Jelena. Gives it up. Shot from the far side by Green is blocked away and poked out of the zone by Kuhlman. Devils trying for the quick re-entry, and instead Green is chased back. Here's Steve Bernier. Man advantage for the Devils. Scott Gomez lifts into the corner. Henrique will give chase. Clutterbuck and Cizikas are on the kill here for the Islanders. Steered off the skate of Jelena, and here's Scott Gomez on the puck for New Jersey. Gomez lifts in. He'll give chase himself. Straight. Converged on by Bernier and Gomez, but the puck jarred loose. Johnny Boychuk slaps this the length of the ice. Cizikas threw it back the other way. Henrique across to Josephson. Minute left in the Devils power play. Jacob Josephson puts the brakes on. Dishes it back to the point. They set it up for Zajac. Lost control of the puck. Taken away. Here comes Clutterbuck back the other way. He's got Nielsen with him shooting, and he fired it wide. Back come the Devils. Quick transition. Havlat over the line. Carries, slowed up along the far boards, and now Josephson converges on Leddy. Taken away. Josephson tries to guide it back to the point. Gets it back from Severson. The return pass to Severson at the point. Gives it up. Zajac shoots! Ring it off the pipe and clear!
Oh, boy, what a nice feed from Damon Severson right in the wheelhouse of Travis Zajac, and that was an absolute bullet except for the post. He beat Halak clean there. This game would be tied up.
Severson set it up perfectly for Zajac, and now Zubris into the corner. Elias keeps it alive. Final seconds of the double power play. Sent into the slot. Zubris cutting there. Now has to control. Tries to guide it across to Elias. Out of the box is the Islander penalized, and we're back to 5-on-5. No shots on that power play, but an awfully dangerous post.
Well, one dented post. Travis Zajac really wired that one. And unfortunately, hit past Halak, but does not hit the back of the net. Good power play for the Devils, though.
Here comes Josephson motoring in, shooting, and that's sticked aside by Halak. Guided back to the point. Larson with a shot off a leg in front. Collected by Larson again. Puts another on goal, and that's blocked away by Halak. Islanders kill the penalty to Travis Hamonic. Continue with the 1-0 lead. Worked across. Merrill can't control the pass. Puck taken away here by Tavares. Throws it back towards the point where Leddy is. And taken here by Kyle Okposo. He's under pressure from Harold and punched back behind the net. We played 4.5 in the second period. 1-0 game. John Tavares tries to throw it in front, loose in the slot. Picked up here by Ruutu and lifted away.
Good strong play from John Merrill around the net with John Tavares right there looking for that loose puck, and Merrill's able to react and get the puck out of the crease with a nice poke check.
Here's Schneider leaving behind his cage. Tavares going for the takeaway. Loose puck picked up by Gomez, who darts back into the Islanders' end. Scott Gomez carries over the line, puts the brakes on, looks for a trailer, now sends it to Zelenov. He's under pressure, tied up by Cizikas, hauled down. Islanders moving forward as Martin is dragged down as well. Little haphazard, the referees are letting them go here. Clutterbuck plays it behind the net. Martin going for the wraparound, but poked away, and the Devils break out. Here's Bernier lifting in. Off the glass behind Halak. Bernier trying to feed Gomez. Hamonic got in the way of that as it comes out to center. Scott Gomez steers into the Islanders' end. Full change for the Devils on the fly. Hamonic hit by Zajac. Hickey to center, picks up Tyler Kennedy. Here's Kennedy over the line. Shoots and a pad save. The rebound shot. Oh, what a save by Schneider as he got the follow-up try by Nikolai Kulemin.
Huge save from Cory Schneider. But let's look earlier on the power play. Travis Zajac with the bomb, and Halak looks behind him. He beats him clean. And if not for the post, look at that. Inside of the post and out. Islanders get a break there. Then Cory Schneider keeps this game 1-0 with a terrific save on Kulemin.
Another shot from the circle off the stick of Kennedy, and Schneider's got that as well. We projected pretty good goaltending tonight. We've seen it.
Pretty entertaining game up till now. Steve, some good chances at both ends. And I like the way the Devils have come out in this second period. Just like the first, a lot of energy, getting their chances. Just have to find a way to beat Halak.
Nielsen back to the point, straight with a shot, blocked away, picked up here by Tutu. Shovels it across, here's Zajac to the stick of Tutu, threw it in front. A couple of Islanders waiting there to break it up, and now Kulemin back the other way. 3-on-2 for New York. Carried over the line, straight with a shot save made by Schneider. Picked up by Tutu. Fire wagon hockey now. Here comes Jordan Tutu over the line. Puts the brakes on, tried to feed Zelenov, but broken up. Nelson ahead for Lee. Gives to Kennedy, and he shoots. Blocked away by Mark Fraser. Anders Lee continuing on for the Islanders. Drops it back, off an imperfection in the boards, and the puck taken away by Josephson and friends. Severson following up. Nice job by the Devils to get it back on side. And sent back in behind goal. Merrill punches it back in. Cuomo Ruutu winds it around for Harold. Devils looking for the tying goal. We're 7 minutes into the second. Here's Merrill guiding it across. Severson's first chance blocked away. He continues on. Ruutu. Backhand pass for Josephson. He's tied up. Puck taken here. Nelson one-hands it ahead for Lee and punched ahead for Strome. He shoots. Save made by Schneider, and he covers.
Ryan Strome, the only goal scorer in this game, off the wing, and Corey Schneider with another save.
The New York Spring Spectacular, presented by Chase, stars the Rockettes, Laura Benanti from ABC's Nashville, and Derek Huff from Dancing with the Stars. Now through May 3rd, only at Radio City. For tickets, visit Rockettes.com/spring. 1-0 second period at Prudential Center. Islanders have fired 18 shots at Corey Schneider. The Devils 12 in the other direction on Yaroslav Halak in his first game back from injury. Off the draw, Hamonic has it for New York. Able to throw it in front. Backhand try by Tavares is fought off. Elias guides it out of the zone. Less than 2 weeks ago, the Islanders were in position to open a 5-point lead atop the Metropolitan Division. They trail by that many now. Trying to right the ship with the lead. Shot by Opozo is blocked, and it's out of play.
Scotty Gomez continues to create chances and offense for this Devils team. He just has such real good vision, Steve. We saw that last night in patience. He could have a lot more assists than that. You see 23 second on the team behind Adam Henrique by 1. But every night he is creating 3-4 chances for his line mates. And he hasn't tailed off since he signed the contract with the Devils. That's a good sign.
Hickey's shot blocked away. Another try stopped in front by Schneider and taken here by Tavares. Islander captain strong on the puck here. Able to hold, sends into the corner. Opozo lost control. Now Kyle Opozo able to gather it up again. Jack Capurano trying Tavares and Opozo together on this shift with Josh Bailey. A lot of firepower for New York. Hickey tries to weave his way through some red jerseys. Broken up by the Devils. 2-2 slowed up. Able to play it across for Havlock. Martin Havlock drops it for Zajac. Shot! Save made by Halak. And he holds on.
Real nice execution by the Devils once they entered the Islanders zone. Nice three-way passing. Havlick 2-2 and Travis Zajac with the chance. Break it up in their own zone. Then Jordan Tootoo feeds Havlick wide. Nice little drop pass to Travis Zajac, and he rips his puck. But it's right at Halak. You like the way Jordan Tootoo going out of the net. Devils continue to get their chances. They have to provide some screens in front of Halak when it's there for them, so he doesn't see it. He looks pretty good and on his game right now. And he's had his tough times lately for the Islanders.
This one punched into the Devils' end. Matt Martin plays it behind the net. Karam's out to center where Matt Donovan is on the puck. Ryan Strome's goal continues to be the difference back in the first period. Brian straight ahead, and Clutterbuck sends into the Devils' end. Here's Zhelinov. Funnels it ahead. Bernier works it across. Here comes Scott Gomez the other way. 3-on-2 for the Devils. Gomez holds, works it across. Big save by Halak as he denies Henrique. That shot by Bernier, and Halak's got that too.
Wow, Devils doing some good things in the Islanders zone against Scott Gomez. With the beautiful pass to Adam Henrique, and Halak somehow gets across here, and he got across quickly. Real nice breakout out of the own zone. Bernier takes the hit to make the pass. Devils enter the zone, and right through the seam he finds Adam Henrique. But Halak gets across, reads the play very well as he's square to the shooter and makes the save. But again, Devils creating.
Off the draw, there's Ruutu with a try, and Halak has got that as well, caught up in the left arm. What do you make of the first-year Islander goaltender, acquired in a trade from the Capitals back on May 1st? Led Montreal to the Eastern Conference Finals in 2010. Parts of 4 years St. Louis. Maybe he's found the long-term home here. Kuhlman has it knocked off his stick at the line. Schneider Poked it into the corner, taken here by the Islanders again. Here's Kulemin, who set up the first goal. Leddy behind the net. Nikolai Kulemin to Nielsen. Checked by Severson. Severson works the puck free, but now Kulemin can't control. Taken by Ruutu, who punches it ahead. Ruutu took a big hit. Stood up at center ice by Boychuk. Here comes Leddy over the line. He's hit by Severson.
Couple of defensemen doing their job, standing up players. First it was Boychuk and Ruutu, then Severson with the big collision on Nick Leddy, knocking him to the ice. Now going back to Ruutu. He didn't even see Boychuk. Boychuk's a very physical player, but he's so solid on his feet, he didn't go down there. Tuomo Ruutu, for his size, is as strong as it gets.
Hickey's shot. Caught up in Adam Larson, who's shaken up a little bit. Islanders stay with the play. Loose in the crease. This puck's up high. There's a broken stick that goes flying behind the net. Strong with a shot, and it's fired away wide.
Adam Larson's really ailing here. Devils got to get the puck out of their zone.
Kept in by Hamonic. He fires. Save made by Schneider. Taken away by Zajac, who skates it away. 2-2 over the line. Larson now makes his way to the bench with Green. The Devils execute the change. Zajac across. Big shot. And another save made by Halak. Oh, it was Eric Jelena who let it rip.
My, oh my, would that have been nice for Eric Jelena. See the shot here from Thomas Hickey from the point, and Adam Larson, who was hurting the rest of his shift, catches it in the vulnerable area, right between the pant and the shoulder pad. Looks like it might have been in the ribs where there's no padding, and he was hurting. And then Eric Jelena on the nice feed with the one-time blast, and Halak with the big glove save there. Both goalies tonight very square to the puck, Steve. Set in their positioning, making it very difficult to beat them.
First start in 8 days for Halak. Hamonic for the Islanders. 8.5 to go, second period. It's been a good one. Glad you're with us on MSG. Hockey Night Live to follow when it's done. Okposo played behind the net. There's Zubris there to stop that. Puck winds around, and Hickey waiting for it to Josh Bailey. He shoots, and he fired wide. Elias tries to chop it out of the zone. Instead of Pozo there to deny him. Hamonic can't control. And chasing Hickey back is Steven Gianta. Here's Bailey on the puck. Gives it up for Tavares. John Tavares tried the wraparound, ran out of room. Tavares able to control at the circle. Able to pull the trigger on a shot, and that's blocked. Gomez back at his own end. Look out. Larson has to get it away from Bailey, and he does. Whisks it out to the neutral zone. Here's Henrique on the puck. Works it in front. Trying to hammer it out of midair was Bernier.
Good to see Adam Larson back right next shift after taking that shot in the body area ribs.
Here's Leddy for the Islanders. Clutterbuck under pressure. He got hit by Fraser. Puck trickles ahead, and Matt Martin got by him. Taken at center. Bernier works it across. Good pass for Gomez. Leaves this for Henrique. Backhand try. Save made. Halak gave up the rebound, but it's punched away.
That's just a huge save. Halak there. What a play from Scott Gomez again. And Adam Henrique made a nice move. Patience goes to his backhand. Halak again stays with him. Devils a lot of chances here in the second period. Let's take a look. Nice cross-ice feed to Scott Gomez. There, the little soft touch pass to Henrique. He makes a move. Goes to the net hard again. Take a look at it. Gets around Cizikas, and a nice backhand shot. But Halak's there. Gets across again. The Devils are going to have to maybe just a split second quicker make their move or pass, because he's really getting over quickly, as Cory Schneider is. This has been a real goaltender's duel so far since the opening goal from the Islanders.
Here's Ruutu firing a shot off the backboard, and Halak covers up in the crease. Martin Havlat played his first game since February 27th last night at Buffalo. Played well in nearly 14.5 minutes of ice time. At his best, he was a 31-goal scorer. A healthy scratch. The previous 8 games Martin Havlat was. Second straight assignment for him tonight. Ryder, the odd man out, as we see Boychuk play it ahead, and it's picked up here. Shot by Tyler Kennedy. Fired wide. Kuhlman with a hit on Harold. Kennedy behind the net. Stripped away from him by Severson. Tries to bank it away. Islanders, though, hold the zone as Ruutu now on a second try gets it to center. Nick Leddy for his partner Boychuk. The two late offseason acquisitions by the Islanders. And now the cornerstone of their blue line for years to come, contractually anyway. Strome will guide it ahead. Andy Green with his team trailing by 1. Gives to Tutu, who fires in. He's on with Havlat and Zajac. Jordan Tutu works it back to the point. Picked up here. Larson into the corner where Havlat's on the puck. Thomas Hickey into the rush. Worked away by the Devils. Picked up here by Tutu. Tutu works it across, trying to feed the cutting Zajac. Havlat back to Larson. His wrist shot is saved by Halak. And you're starting to wonder what it's going to take to beat 41 in the net.
I think it's just a little more screens in front. Adam Larson with another shot on goal with the quick wrist shot. Halak's finding the pucks quickly, Steven. All you have to do, a little more traffic in front at the right time. It's timing that coming across when that shot is coming from the point.
Would you agree, though? The Devils are actually looking very crisp playing the puck to each other, and no reward for it yet. They're offside here with 5:04 left in the period.
Hey guys, you guys are right. Halak is playing great in the net, but the other thing, you know what, the Devils have to keep their structure here. They're getting their opportunities because they're playing well in the neutral zone. The Islanders get a little loose, so they're not giving up any chances. The Islanders, which is good, but they're still going to get them. So if they stay within their structure, they should be able to get one by him if they keep this up.
John, thank you. So much focus about the Islanders' offense going dry during the losing streak. The skeptics say that's the part of the game that they wonder will have enough in the postseason, whether they can be tight enough defensively, Kenny. Let's look at Elias here. He fires off a stick, and it's deflected out of play. The trivia question is brought to you by Cadillac. Who holds the Islanders' record for most shutouts in one season? Yaroslav Halak has 4. That is not the record.
Well, could it be somebody that we know?
Quite well. It could be. Not necessarily. Zubris. That shot by Gianta. Another try by Gianta at the side of the net. Try to squeak it through the near post, and now Elias guides it back to Andy Green, and a wrist shot that goes wide. Picked up off the boards by Zubris and controlled by Gianta. Batted out of midair by Elias. Devils looking for that elusive tying goal. 4.5 left in the second. Green across for Larson and punched back in. Patrick Elias has it stripped off his stick, and they send it ahead for Opozo. John Tavares back for Kyle Opozo. Tries to throw it in front for Tavares. Punched back towards the point. Boychuk with a shot saved by Schneider.
Boy, did Kyle Opozo put a nice move on Adam Larson. Good recovery though in front after he tried to make a pass in the slot. Devils were structured, like Johnny Mac said, helping out Adam Larson, and there's going to be mistakes. You got to help the teammates out. They did that there.
Henrique races and gets to the loose puck. Guides it across. Devils complete the change. Bernier in front for Gomez. The redirection stopped by Halak. Another try by Henrique, with Bernier getting twisted up in front by Boychuk, and the Islanders punch it away.
This is as many real good chances in a period I've seen from the Devils. And if not for Halak, Devils would be tied or probably even ahead. They have to keep firing pucks at him and hope that one goes in, because they're doing some good things in the offensive zone.
Bernier continues on here. Big collision with Hamannik. Out of the zone, it got by Gelinas. No icing here. Gelinas back to play the puck with 3 minutes left in the second. Here's big Eric Gelinas firing into the zone. Halak behind his net. Josephson going for the takeaway. It got by him. Peter Harold tied up along the near boards. Now Josephson crosses up with Harold, trying to shake loose of his man. Harold back to the point where Fraser has the puck. Can't sneak a shot through. Outlet pass for Cizikas. He's slowed up by Harold. Played back by Eric Jelinek. Clutterbuck there to slow his progress. The shots are even. 20 for the Devils, 20 for the Islanders, but New York continues to lead on the first period goal by Ryan Strome. Here's Ruutu over the line, holding, threw it towards the net. Donovan got rid of that quickly. Matt Donovan on the puck, plays it ahead for Strome. Ryan Strome tries to throw one in front. Merrill there to break up that pass. Strome gets it back, dives it back. Shot from the point is blocked away in front.
You mentioned the shots are even, Steve. Now Devils outshot in the first by a small margin, but the Devils' chances in the second period outweigh the Islanders' quality opportunities by a large margin. If not for Yaroslav Halak, this is a different game.
Leddy able to drop this. Brock Nelson back to Nick Leddy. Centering try in front, and that shot went just wide. Anders Lee pulling the trigger in front. Boychuk played it behind the net. Puck jarred loose. Centering try by the Islanders goes all the way back to center where Boychuk has it. And Leddy will fire in.
You see a Devils defenseman lost his stick. It was Jelinek. Smart play by Havlat to give his stick to the defenseman as he's defending in his own end, and Havlat finally gets off. Very dangerous when you lose a stick, as far as you really got no way to defend.
Hickey back in his own end. Minute to go, second period. John Tavares dumps in for the Islanders. He'll give chase. Collides with Jelinek. Work it back towards the point to Hickey. Race for the loose puck. Gianta trying to get on it, but Hamonic got there in time. Now Tavares at center ice. Able to gain the zone. John Tavares feeding Hickey. Tried to put it on his backhand, but broken up. Punched ahead to the stick of Diana Zubris. Weaves his way into the Islanders zone. Gets to the puck in the corner. Converged on by a couple of white jerseys. Now Elias is there to help, but this puck winds all the way out to center. Here's Andy Green. Last chance for the Devils in the period, but they're offside here. 15 seconds left.
Let's look at one of the numerous opportunities Devils have had in the second. This time it's Steve Bernier feeding the playmaker, Scotty Gomez. He's all alone in front there. Gomez thinks all he has to do is maybe tip that puck by Halak. He's a big goaltender. He gets that right pad down. Hard to tip it over him as he was in tight. But another quality chance in front there. Gomez all kinds of time.
Off the draw, it's punched out of the zone by Nielsen. Kuhlman trying to get on the loose puck. 5 seconds to go. Nielsen trying to create a last chance for the Islanders. He's tied up. Comes back to Leddy, but the horn sounds before he can get a shot away. Islanders continue with the 1-0 lead. They'll take it into the third. Coming up after these messages, it's the crew at Hockey Night Live. And then right back here at The Rock, Stan Fischler with the latest NHL news and rumors.
Second period scoring summary is brought to you by Hyundai. So no goals in that second period, but it wasn't for lack of trying by either team. Great goaltending performances we have seen so far tonight. The biggest numbers that jump out at you here are hits. 32 hits by the Islanders. Travis Hamonic and Cal Clutterbuck have had 12 of them, 6 each. Steven Gianta is the Devil credited with the most hits. He's got 4 of their 18. So it's been a rough and tumble 40 minutes. Looking forward to the third period. It is straight ahead. A physical game, plenty of intensity, just what you want to see down the stretch in March. Back after this.
On the Los Angeles Kings. For tickets, visit NewJerseyDevils.com or call 1-800-NJ-DEVIL. Third period set to begin. Islanders trying to snap a 4-game losing streak. Devils trying to extend a 3-game win streak. Underway to start the third. Adam Larson leads all players tonight with 5 shots, but will the Devils break through against Yaroslav Halak? Travis Hamonic guides it ahead. Here's John Tavares off the feed from Josh Bailey and a pad save by Schneider.
Cory Schneider kicks out the right leg in quick fashion. Makes the save on Tavares. A lot of good things for the Devils happen in this game as far as the compete level, the puck movement. But this is John Tavares here just inside the Devils blue line. Cory Schneider threw a screen there. Able to kick out the right pad to get it back to the Devils. Now it's time to find a way to finish, Steve, whether that's more traffic in front, whether that's moving Halak side to side a little bit quicker. He's been real good in the nets. Both goaltenders have. Only 1 goal in this game, but don't tell me it's not an exciting one, because there's been some good chances in it.
Devils' best opportunity, a post hit in the second period. Picked up here, Scott Gomez smoked out from behind the Devils' goal. Bernier now at center ice. Following up, Damon Severson able to work it ahead, but Franz Nielsen able to collect. Over the line of the Islanders. Worked across to the stick of John Merrill. Devils dart back the other way. Here's Scott Gomez with the puck for New Jersey. The give for Bernier. Drops it back. Here's Merrill on the puck, and he'll send it in deep. Martin Havlat can't control. Got the stick down just a tad too late. And Brock Nelson skates it ahead. Slowed up by Severson, and now Merrill takes the puck. Havlat hit by Brian Straight. Now 2-2 steps in. Puck rides the shelf and back out to center. Matt Donovan on the puck here for New York. Race for the final playoff spot in the Eastern Conference. The Senators have a 4-3 lead over Toronto. That's after 2. Panthers and Bruins tied at 1 in their game. Getting set to start the third period there. Lee tying up his man Ruutu. Jarring at the loose puck is Nilsson. Picked up here by Mark Fraser, who's got this for the Devils. One-handed in deep by Josephson, and now Tuomo Ruutu bumps with Straight. Josephson winds it around. Peter Harold collides with Donovan. Oh, Cizikas is nailed in front by Josephson. Devils try to free the puck loose. Picked up here by Ruutu. Guided back to the point where Jelena sends it back in deep. Harold behind the net. Here's Josephson. Throws one in front. Halak deals with that. Shot by Jelena, and he missed the net on a bullet.
That puck came out there at Jelena just inside the blue line. And he blasted that. Just misses the net. Very close, but got to get that one on net. But that was a rocket. Again, Halak, I don't think he even saw that puck.
Jelena can beat you cleanly with the power of his shot. Martin back the other way for the Islanders will dump in. Here's Merrill back to collect. Opening 3.25 minutes of the third. It's been 1-0 since the Strome goal first period. Zubris tied up by Tavares. Works it across. Steven Gianta met at center ice by Hickey. Big spot for the Islanders. 4 straight regulation losses. Trying to snap out of that. Hamonic punches it ahead. Picks up Okposo over the line. His shot, glove save. Schneider who holds on.
Cory Schneider equally as tough at the other end for the Devils. Picks that one out of midair with the glove from Kyle Okposo. You see right here, he's stopped at the blue line, receives the pass, he elects to shoot. Cory Schneider makes this one look easy, nobody around. Okposo's a key for this Islanders team, out for a long period of time with the eye injury, I believe. And
detached retina for him, and there was some concern about whether or not he would play again this season initially. Came back sooner than a lot of folks expected. Kyle Okposo, this is his 5th game back, looking for his first point in that stretch. Gomez tied up by Boychuk. Puck taken here by Bernier. Shakes loose of his man Okposo. Here's Scott Gomez, centering try. Here's Henrique trying to gather it up. Drops it back for Green. His shot fired just wide. And Okposo sends it ahead. Here's Nelson on the puck. He's got Bailey heading for the net. Back checking Henrique to break it up.
That initially was a 2-on-1. What a play by Adam Henrique. Put his head down, kept skating, caught up to Nelson to break that 2-on-1 up.
Picked up here by the Islanders. Nelson able to punch it across and straight. Guides it ahead. Adam Larsson chips it out of the zone. 2-2. Zajac, Havlat get their chance now for the Devils. Early here in the 3rd.
Going back to that odd man rush, Steve, Adam Larsson as well. As a defenseman, you have to be patient. Don't commit first, or Nelson might have been able to get that puck over. He waited. He saw Adam Larsson recognize he was getting back and stayed in his lane.
Prevented the scoring opportunity, did Henrique. Now Havlat works the puck in deep. Halak can't control. Oh, that's Gomez who turned around. The 2-2 who turned around and tried to put it on goal. It went through the crease instead. Back comes Franz Nielsen now for the Islanders, and his soft shot steered aside by Schneider. Nielsen's stick broke, shaken up. He heads back to the Islander bench. Travis Zajac on the move for the Devils. Neat play by Cizikas to take it away from him. Thomas Hickey for the Islanders. Works it ahead. Kennedy can't control. Devils have spent much of the night playing catch-up against an Islander team going for a sweep of the season series. Islander team that's played so well within the Metropolitan Division, period. 19-5-1 against the Metropolitan Division coming into tonight. Merrill punches it ahead. They guide it back for Peter Harrell. Works it ahead, got by the stick of Ruutu. Josephson tries to work it in deep in the zone. Boychuk there to defend him.
Steve, you talk about the season series. Every game has been very equally played. I know the Devils haven't come on the right side of the victory column, picked up a few points, but they've played the Islanders well. And the Islanders have found a way to win those tight ones. We're in another tight one here. Can the Devils get the equalizer in the 3rd?
Largest margin of victory in the first 3 games, Kenny, was 3-1 Islanders. Icing's waved off here. Elias won the race to the puck. Now Okposo for New York settles it down and works it across to the stick of Josh Bailey. Severson back in his own end. Nice play to work it away from Tavares. Gianta trying to find the handle on the loose puck. Elias is there too, but Donovan has this for New York. Straight back for Donovan. Green punches it ahead. Islanders in a change. Here's Gianta on the puck. Steven Gianta into the zone. Crosses up with Gomez, and then Gianta wiped out in the corner. And Tavares for the Islanders works it across to Hamonic. Travis Hamonic able to drop it back. That shot by Bailey blocked away in front. Punched ahead to Gomez. Works it ahead for Bernier. It's a 2-on-1. Bernier shoots. Save made by Halak. The rebound there, but the Devils can't cash in.
Oh, my goodness. What an opportunity for the Devils. 2-on-1. Scotty Gomez feeds Bernier. He rips a wrist shot. Halak makes the save. Rebound comes right to Scotty Gomez. I don't know how he got the rebound.
Those were the Devils' first 2 shots of the period. Quality ones. Halak continues to lock the door so far. Better than 8 minutes played. 3rd period. Shelanov gets it back from 2-2. Works it across. Good breakout by New Jersey. Here's Zajac back the other way. Works it for the cutting. Havlat got a backhander away, and Halak stopped that.
There hasn't been a lot of shots from either team, Devils, or either team, but the Devils really have put the pressure on now, and that goes back to what Johnny Mack was alluding to in the 2nd period. Devils can't lose their structure. Wait for the one quality chance. They just had it.
Nielsen one-hands it into the zone. Here's Shellenau punching it across. Jordan Tutu. Outlet pass picked off by Strome. Anders Lee on the puck for the Islanders. Strome tries to center one. It deflects out to center. Here's Donovan to the stick of Brian Straight. Punched ahead. Nelson tried to work it ahead. Larson, Green, back to defend for New Jersey. They wind it around, and Josephson gets it back from Ruutu. Cross-ice pass, picks up Andy Green into the attack. Green, centering try for Ruutu, who is tied up. Josephson hit by Nelson. Jacob Josephson on the puck. Works it back to Green at the point. Shoots, and he fired it wide. Larson punched back into the corner, and now battling for the puck, Donovan along with Harold. Ormo Ruutu tries to throw it in front. Defended by New York, and Strome comes back the other way. Green back in his own end, approaching the midway mark of a fast-moving third period. Still a 1-0 game in favor of the Islanders as Zubris carries over the Islander line. Matt Martin trying to keep up with him. Guided back to the point. Merrill sends it back in deep. Clutterbuck collides with Merrill. Cizikas for the Islanders. Tries to throw it in front for the cut. Martin who wipes out, and a penalty is coming up.
Matt Martin is down in the corner, breathing in pain as he slammed hard into the boards with his back. Devils will be killing a penalty here. Some intense packed action in the third period with not many whistles at all. Gomez feeds Bernier. On his off-wing, he blasts the wrist shot. Halak can't corral it. Scotty Gomez right on the doorstep for the rebound. And Halak again square to the puck. Gomez had to chip at it quickly. He makes another great save there. And then Cizikas goes to his backhand, makes the pass to a cutting Matt Martin. And you see Steven Gianta get back, and he had to take that penalty as Martin goes crashing into the boards. That's a pretty close call there. Steven Gianta was stride to stride with Matt Martin, and he had to defend there as he's whistled for interference. But if you're going to take a penalty and they're going to call it, that's a good one.
First Islander power play of the night. Mid-third period. Nielsen will carry over the Devils line. Goes wide on Larson and winds it around to Tavares. Eliashin Zajac on the kills. It comes out of the zone. Those two head for the bench. Henrique steps on with Jacob Josephson. Devils need a goal. Josephson has 3 shorthanded this season. Opposo, though, motors into the Devils' end. Throws it in front for the cutting Franz Nielsen, but Corey Schneider gobbles up the loose puck. Game recap brought to you by Tri-Honda Dealers. Folks, it's pretty simple tonight. Ryan Strome, first goal in 9. That's the difference. Assisted by Kulemin. Devils haven't beaten the Islanders in 5 tries. And Yaroslav Halak, to this point, the biggest story of all. He stopped 23. Comes out in front for Henrique. Devils get it only as far as center, and Nick Leddy.
Out of those 23 shots Halak has stopped, I have to say I could count 8 that were quality opportunities that he's had to make some beautiful saves in a variety of fashions.
Last chance that you showed with Gomez and Bernier, that's one of the few times he didn't handle it cleanly, which resulted in the follow-up shot, but he got that as well.
If you look at Gomez on the rebound, some would think he shot it right back into him, but he has to shoot that quick. It's just that Halak, give him credit, he's been so square to the puck.
Comes back here. Henrik shoots, save made by Schneider. Minus Zubris at center ice. Can't get on the loose puck. Taken here by the Islanders. Pass across for Strome. Too far for him. Here's Mark Fraser on the puck. Gave it away to Nelson. Guided back to the point. Boychuk passes on the shot. Shot by Hamonic. Save made by Schneider. Swept away. Zubris trying to get it out, but it's taken away by the Islanders. And Nelson across for Boychuk. 6 seconds to go on the power play. Here's Boychuk for the Islanders. Dishes across. Strome shooting. Redirected. Schneider had to make the save. Picked up by the Islanders again. Out of the box. Gianta. They score. Travis Hamonic. Just as the penalty expired. Fired from the circle for a 2-0 lead. It'll be an even strength goal.
Just as The Devils, Steven Gianta was coming out of the penalty box. They did some real good work on the penalty kill. Cory Schneider made some big saves. When the puck was just bouncing around, ends up coming back to Strome there, and he just backhands it to Travis Hamonic, and he blasts this puck over Cory Schneider. Not sure if it was tipped a little bit from a Devil there going down. Gives the Islanders a 2-0 lead, and that's too bad for New Jersey because they were doing so many good things, and they're doing a real good job in the penalty kill as well. And just as Gianta comes out, the Islanders take a 2-0 lead.
Now Gomez motors in. Team down 2. Merrill's shot blocked away in front. Comes to Severson. Plays it down low for Gomez. He tried to sweep it in, but the puck deflects out of play. 2-0 Islanders. 7:21 left. Tonight's Geico hometown hero is United States Army Sergeant Jacob Welch from White Plains, New York. In his 15 years of service, Jacob served 2 terms overseas during Operation Iraqi Freedom and currently serves as an Army recruiter in Westchester, New York. What an ovation they gave him here at the Rock.
Outstanding, and congratulations, and thank you, Jacob. He really is a hometown hero. Enjoying the action tonight, I'm sure. The fans have been great. It's been loud in the building. And now Devils fans would just like to see the Devils get on the board and make this one interesting, as they've tried everything to beat Halak, but he's just been too good so far.
Collected by Zajac. Punched ahead, Havlat works it across to him. 2-2 shot, blocked away in front, and lifted out of the zone by Nielsen. Stretch pass by Merrill off the stick of 2-2 and into the Islanders' end. Zubris, Elias. Step back on the ice with Gianta next over the boards. Picked up here by Zubris. Tried to send Gianta on his way. Broken up by the Islanders now, trying to stiffen up with the 2-0 lead. The goal by Hamonic is his 5th of the season. Strome and Nelson with the assists at 12-19 to extend the lead. Elias will play it behind the net. Here's Andy Green on the puck. Larson, under 6.25 to go. Long pass for Elias. Carries into the Islander zone. There's Nelson there to seal him off. Jelena got by him. Zubris reaches out, holds the zone, and plays it back in. Steve Bernier tied up as the puck's taken away by Leddy. Nick Leddy continues on. Poked away from him by Peter Harrell. Back in his own end. Strome tries to get it back to straight. He does. That was redirected just wide of Schneider's cage. And now Bernier to work it across. Devils need 2 to tie. 5.5 to go. Halak with Henrique coming in quickly will stop play. 5:28 left. 2-0. Cadillac trivia question and answer time. Who holds the Islanders record for most shutouts in one season? Dano?
Well, the obvious answer to me is the guy we know so well who was in the booth there with us for so many years, and that's Chico Resch, but I'm not sure if that's the answer.
It certainly is, with 7 in the 75-76 season. It's a curious answer only because we know how good Chico was in his time with the Islanders, but they had another guy at roughly the same time who's a Hall of Fame goaltender,
Yeah,
but it's not
Billy
him.
Smith, so I think a lot of people would find that, including myself, but had to go with Chico, our man.
Of course you do. He also holds the career shutout record for the Islanders, too. Devils down 2. Henrique works it back to the point. It got by the skate of Jelena. And look out. Coming in quickly is Clutterbuck.
So we know how some people are superstitious, Steve. Should we give the kibosh? We never say it when it's a Devils goaltender. Halak's working on a shutout right now. 5:07 left. It's over.
There you go.
All kidding aside.
The reverse karma from Ken Danico. He's been terrific. 24 saves in all for Jaro Halak. Off the draw, it's Hamonic. And Hickey sends it in. Damon Severson tied up in his own end. Nielsen there. But it's punched out of the zone by Jordan Tootoo. Bouncing puck controlled by Schneider. See if the Devils roll the dice here, down 2, and if they decide to do something with Schneider earlier than we anticipate, might be their best chance.
Good point, Steve. They're going to have to take some chances now. We know that. If they get caught, they get caught. You're down 2. You got to take a few more chances here.
Nelson will fire in. 4.25 minutes to go. John Merrill on the puck for New Jersey, able to work it across. 2-2. Punches it ahead. Zajac sends in deep. Boychuk hit by Zajac. Cuomo Ruutu trying to find the handle, but there's Nelson to deal with him and skate it away. Leddy will fire in. Here's Jacob Josephson. Works it ahead. Andy Green plays it across. Pass got by Ruutu. He continues on. Circles behind the net. Quickly back to the point. Bernier was covering the point there, but couldn't hold the zone. Ryan straight slaps it all the way around and back where Jelena has it in his own end. Devils with a 3-game win streak on the line here. Elias carries over, works it across, pass picked off by Bailey, who pumps it right back, and the Islanders now content to form that shell at their line.
Yeah, doing a good job of it as well. This is something we don't always see in an Islander team over the years, but you see 4 or 5 guys getting back and filling up the lanes, not allowing the Devils to make a play inside their blue line up 2-0. That's the way you're supposed to play. They haven't been doing that in the last year, but learning as they go along here with a young team.
John Merrill back to give chase. Zubris will send Gianta on his way. Steven Gianta over the line, dumps in. Thomas Hickey tries to wind it out of the zone. Zubris there, and that puck goes sailing over the head of Larson. This will be an icing call against the Islanders with 2:39 left in the third. Lexus brings us a look at the Devils' upcoming schedule. The Kings are here Monday, their only appearance, and then we hit the road for 2. Devils in Washington Thursday, at the Hurricanes Saturday night on MSG+. The net is empty. They'll go with 6 attackers now.
Yeah, just under 2:40 left, 2:39 in fact.
You're watching the Foxwoods Final 5. Foxwoods excitement every day. Visit foxwoods.com. Devils will take their shot here.
Face off to the left of the lock.
One cleanly. Jelena with a wrist shot. Came up high. Clutterbuck gets it out of the zone. Matt Martin with the net empty. Sent it wide. Martin now ties up the stick of Jelena. And here's Scott Gomez. He'll circle back. 2:20 left for Gomez and the Devils to work with. Sends it in deep. Halak behind his goal. Winds the puck around. Jelena hopped over his stick, and the Devils have to retreat. Andy Green fires in. 2-2 on the near side. Hamonic tries to guide it out of the zone. Puck caught up in the skates of Jordan Tootoo and skated away here by Nielsen. He continues on, but Jelena back to collect for the Devils.
Good job there, Jelena coming across and supporting Andy Green. Andy Green just got enough of Nielsen there to slow him up, and Jelena with a good hustle, or it was an empty net.
Taken here by Tavares, who just missed, trying to get on the score sheet after a drought. Zubris starts up for the Devils. If it's going to happen, something needs to happen fast. Here's Dinas Zubris over the line. Throws it in front for the cutting Elias. Broken up by Halak. Elias in the crease. Couldn't get a stick on the loose puck. And Tavares sends it the length of the ice. This will trickle wide. And collected by Merrill. Just over a minute to play. Bernier on the puck here. Works it across. Off the skate of Elias. Merrill plays it to Elias. Throws it into the slot. Zubris was there. Sent the length of the ice. The empty net try missed. It's icing. 49 seconds are left.
Wow, you think John Tavares wants to break his goalless drought of 4 as he ices that puck going for the empty net. And here's the Devils shooting the puck toward the net, buzzing all around, and Patrick Elias just couldn't get a stick on the rebound. See, the puck comes right through the crease. Oh boy. And him and Letty battling for that loose puck. The Devils doing a lot of good things, getting pucks in the net, desperately trying to score a goal, but Halak has simply been too much so far.
Timeout as Adam Oates. Timeout was called by Jack Capuano on the Islanders bench. Adam Oates trying to create the play that'll cut the deficit in half. Personnel for the Devils. It'll be Zajac, Henrique, Bernier, Jelinas, Severson, and Patrick Elias. 25 save performance by Jaro Halak.
Travis Zajac, Tavares from the draw. Devils have to help Travis out with the extra man here.
It's one back by Tavares. Opozo can't guide it out of the zone. Now John Tavares tries to muscle it out. Taken by Opozo with the net empty. He scores! Kyle Opozo puts it into the empty net, and that will send the Islanders on their way. 4-game losing streak for New York about to come to an end. And so will the Devils' win streak stop at 3.
Kyle Opozo seals the deal. It all starts in the Islanders' end with John Tavares winning the face-off. And you see the Islanders fight hard for this puck along the wall, and Opozo picks it up, wastes no time, able to chip that in the empty net. This has been a heck of a hockey game. I know the Devils are on the wrong side of the ledger here for the Devils fans, but they played hard. Tip your hat to goaltender Jaroslav Halak, who was superb tonight in helping the Islanders end their losing streak.
And the window, the empty net goal is window dressing, I understand, but that'll snap scoring droughts for Tavares, who will likely get an assist, and Opozo to make it 3. Here's Harold with 10 seconds to go. Jack Capuano said Jaroslav Halak was good to go. Oh, was he right? A 25-save shutout, and the Islanders sweep the season series from the Devils. They win this one 3-0. 35 wins.
There's the difference, in my opinion, in this hockey game, Halak. And sometimes when you get a rest, Steve, like that, whether it's injury or you're struggling, you get away from the game a little bit, and it seems to serve Jaroslav Halak well tonight. The goal of the game is brought to you by Nissan. Choose Nissan today for great offers on our most exciting lineup ever. Shop at ChooseNissan.com. It's going to be the first goal of the game into Eric Jelinas' defense here. That puck was placed in a bad area for him as well. I know he got bounced off the puck, but Ryan Strome makes no mistake as Pullman takes the man, makes the play, feeds Ryan Strome. That's your Nissan goal of the game. And that's all the Islanders needed, as Jaroslav Halak was superb in the nets for them.
2-point night for Strome. Islanders win it. Hockey Night Live is moments away on MSG.